The thing is, you needed to a lot more on the coast this past weekend, especially because they were not only hotter, but also muggier, too. A lot of places reaching the triple digits this past weekend. We continue to see, speaking of which, we just tied our record high temperature today in Asheville, reaching 91 degrees. That ties the old record set all the way back in 1941, which is when a handful of our records were set. So that must have been a pretty hot May back in that year. 94 degrees, that's been our highest temperature of the day. Not going to reach our record high of 100 degrees, which is also our highest temperature ever recorded in the month of May ever. So that's a pretty high bar to surpass. Notice that we're trending downward over the next 4 days. Notice that by Saturday we're going to be below 90 degrees. So it's going to be a slow decline, but one nonetheless that I think a lot of us are really itching for, considering that our average high temperature this time of year is 83 degrees. And we're still not going to quite make it that low in the 7-day forecast, as you'll see in just a second, but it's a little sense of normalcy that we see, though. 91 and 94 in Spartanburg and Greenville, respectively, 93 in Gaffney, 88 and 90 in Hendersonville and Asheville, respectively. So 91 was hit a short while ago, but currently we're sitting at 90. Dew point temperature is in the upper 50s, low 60s, much drier, though, in Toccoa, Georgia. So the air certainly could be worse feeling if these numbers were higher with more moisture in the air, but they're pretty middle of the road. And combine that with a west wind or a southwest wind at about 10-15 miles per hour, it is at least tolerable when you're outside, when you've got to get those errands done or you're commuting home from work. But the AC, as you'll find out, definitely a necessity on your way home from work. We've even got a few wind gusts approaching 25 miles per hour in Clemson to go along with that wind. So it's a bit brisk at times, which again really doesn't take away too much from the heat, but at least it is nice to have every once in a while. Satellite and radar showing a mostly sunny sky, so not much cloud cover to be found. Most of that is along with our rain and thunderstorm pattern over lots of the Midwest. So as you can see, a whole line of showers and a few severe thunderstorms all the way from Omaha, Nebraska, east to almost Pennsylvania, if not Philadelphia. So it's a very extensive line as severe weather continues to affect the middle portion of the country. Here, it's really not going to be much other than a couple of pop-up showers and storms. We'll keep it dry, though, tonight. 68 degrees, the low temperature in the upstate. A little muggy and 61 degrees in the mountains, and we'll top out at 95 degrees tomorrow in the upstate. We'll still have that westerly breeze about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and for the mountains, it's 90 degrees. I have an isolated shower or storm possible in the afternoon, but all in all, not too terribly different from today. An 8 out of 10 is how we're going to rate the day. We might get some improvements, maybe up that to a 9 by this weekend once we get temperatures out of the 90s. Upper 80s turn into mid 80s between this weekend and the early part of next week in the upstate. Notice the mountains, you've got slight chances for rain tomorrow all the way through Sunday. We might increase our rain coverage just a touch Friday and Sunday, but overall, all rain is going to be isolated in both the upstate and the mountains with any chances that you see on there. Just watch out for those brief pop-up storms during the afternoon once we